Hey there, and welcome back to the Disconnected. This is the fourth and final installment of my Severin sale recommendation videos. This one I'm going to break up a few different categories and try to go through some of the back catalog titles that you might be interested in. And we are going to focus on some of the less talked about titles, and perhaps at the end I will give some that maybe look interesting that I will recommend that you do not pick up. So let's get straight into that now. So this is my recommendation for the most slept on Intervision title, and that is the double feature of Dreamstalker and Death by Love. This is one that has a sort of Nightmare on Elm Street vibe in Dreamstalker, and is something that fits perfectly into the Intervision line. If you've never gotten into that, that is some of the shot on video titles and others that are the classic no/low budget type of movie. And this one definitely shows some of the higher ends of that spectrum. As you can see here, there are some actual special features on this DVD, and that's another thing to note. It is DVD only, like most of the Intervision titles, as most of them were shot on video, so they would actually have no real reason to upgrade to Blu-ray except for perhaps the higher resistance to scratching on the Blu-ray disc, but they will not look any better on a Blu-ray. So this is, as you can see, quoted on the top line for Dreamstalker, fits right in with Things and Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is another Intervision title that I would recommend, but this one I think does edge it out slightly. The second feature on here is a bit more obscure of a thriller. It's an interesting movie, but the big standout on this double feature is Dreamstalker. That is my Intervision recommendation. My next recommendation is GWendolyn. A lot of people have this title from back in the day, but the newer release does look incredible. It was a 4K scan that was done brand new, and the slipcover on this is beautiful. Let me show you the original cover that you probably remember. Okay, this is probably the most famous cover for GWendolyn, and it does not disappoint, obviously, as you can see. And hopefully you can see here, Severin's release is incredibly stacked. So there is the alternate US release version on here called The Perils of GWendolyn in the Land of the Yik Yak. There are multiple commentaries, the butterfly effect, and newer interview with the director. There is a bunch of other featurettes and interviews on here. Obviously there's some trailers, and this is something that is a title that Severin has been known for. They put it out on DVD a long time ago, and this is the superior version. And it is region free, so this is definitely one to pick up. So this next one is Bloody Moon. This is a Jess Franco title, and I would just straight out suggest for anything Severin, if it has Jess Franco or Lucio Fulci's name on it, I would buy it, period. This is one that I do think gets slept on quite a bit. This is one of Jess Franco's best and does come across as more of a straight up slasher, and it is what I would consider a cult classic for sure. Severin's release is a good one. Does not have a ton of special features. There is an interview with Jess Franco and a theatrical trailer on here, but this is one of the older releases, and that is one of the reasons that I imagine that they have less features on, because they are focusing on those now more than they used to. This is something that is very cheap in the current sale, and I would definitely suggest you picking this one up. This next one is Turkey Shoot. This is from the director Brian Trenchard Smith. This is a surprisingly fun movie. Brian Trenchard Smith is an exploitation director that did quite a lot back in the day. One of the more common titles associated with his name is Dead End Drive-In. A lot of people hate that movie outright, but I for one love it. It is very Mad Max feeling to me. If you liked Dead End Drive-In, you will likely find some appeal, at least in Turkey Shoot. Turkey Shoot is one of the older Severin releases, but there is quite a lot on this disc, and you can tell that this was one that they wanted to put a lot of thought and love in. This is, as you can see here, totally uncut in HD for the first time ever, and Brian Trenchard Smith had a lot to do with that. He is somebody that still goes around and is proud of a lot of the work that he has done, and this is one that a lot of people overlook, so please put some time and energy into Turkey Shoot. Another one that is more fun than it looks and sounds, and that is Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Forgive the censoring there, but it's obvious what you're missing if you don't have this slipcover. let me show the classic. I actually flipped this one around from the original art that came in from Severin when it was on the other side of the cover, and I like this one a little bit better. It is a great movie. As you can see on the back here, there is some good special features, and this is one that is just rife with uniqueness. I genuinely enjoy this movie. It is a little bit of Italian exploitation, and it is a very fun movie to watch with a bunch of people. This is one that there's pretty much something for everybody. Tons of nudity, tons of violence, and a whole lot of just random, we'll say, what the fuckery going on. Alright, these next three I want to highlight because of their soundtracks that are included. This first one is a Severin classic, and that is Robo-War. This is a title that most fans of Severin already have, but the soundtrack that is included in here is above and beyond what you would expect. It is a really great one. This is from Bruno Mattei, that is a well-known director for fans of Severin, and has a whole lot of special features here. This disc is associated with Severin because of how good this release was. It does include that CD soundtrack, and it also has all of these bonuses that come with it, so your money is well spent on this release. Alright, and here I just wanted to show that there is a card on the inside showing all of the tracks that are on that CD, and it is well worth your time. The next one that has a genuinely compelling soundtrack is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. This is from Sergio Martino, who is a wonderful giallo director, and this release is just filled to the brim with all kinds of bonuses, and the CD on this is great. It is very, very well representative of the giallo genre, and it's something that if that type of music is compelling to you, that you will love the disc that comes with this one. And this last one I think gets overlooked quite a bit from Severin fans, and that is Shock Treatment. This one comes with a really nice soundtrack included, and let me show you the inside cover of this. Okay, this is the front cover as it came from Severin, and this immediately just took me. I saw this and really wanted to see the movie that came with it. But from the back here, you can see where it really shines. This is a premiere on American Blu-ray for a French movie that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in the Severin discography, in my opinion, and not for a bad reason. This is a pretty unique movie, and one that a lot of people will be taken by surprise if they've never seen this before. It is quite a deep movie. There's a lot more to this than a lot of Severin releases, and again, the soundtrack on this is incredibly unique. It is something that, if you throw in all of the discs that Severin has put out, this is one that's going to stick out quite a bit. It is something that I've actually listened to while reading before, and it works very well on that. Lots of special features here, including interviews with the composer for that soundtrack, and then there are interviews with Bernard Payen, curator at the Cinémathèque François, and interview with the director, and it is quite a great release. Speaking of soundtracks, this next one is Paganini Horror. This is one that I honestly would not suggest purchasing. The movie is pretty much rubbish. There is a soundtrack included on this, and that is really the best part of this release. If you feel that the price is shockingly low, then go ahead and get it if you're interested in it. The CD alone is probably worth the sale price, but the movie is rather trash. The best part of this release really is the cover art and that CD. One of the reasons that it is lower on my list here is because of the lack of special features here. There is an interview with Luigi Cozzi and an interview with one of the actors and some deleted scenes and an alternate ending, but it's just not enough, in my opinion. It seems like this could have got a lot more, but I can see why. The movie is really not that great, and this is one that I think that cover art alone has sold this to a lot of people, and I guarantee that many of them have undoubtedly been disappointed in their purchase. And the last one here for me is Invasion of the Blood Farmers. I simply do not suggest purchasing this. The cover art is what originally drew me to this, and I feel like I was duped. This release is not great. The movie is not very good. The nostalgia of the cover of this is incredible, and it takes me back to a simpler time of video store releases and browsing when I was younger, but oh man, this was not good. There are some special features on here, and it is something that a lot of people had heard about and never got a chance to see, but honestly, they were not missing that much, so I would not suggest purchasing that. Okay, so this is the last of my videos for the Severin sale. I hope you have enjoyed your time shopping this weekend. If there's anything else I can answer in the comments, let me know below, but in the meantime, spend your money wisely, use that add to existing order button, and do not pay for shipping again. Severin is a company that I've been fans of for a long time, and their sales are always a pain point, in my opinion. The fact that the website has only not gone down probably once in the last handful of years is a travesty at this point. The boutique Blu-ray business is bigger than ever, and you would think that they would be able to put some money into that. In the meantime, there are a lot of releases from the Severin catalog that are compelling and interesting, and they do great work. And to be honest, 2021 is the best year they've had ever, in my opinion. They've never put out as great releases as they're putting out this year, and I do not see that slowing down, so I hope they're able to put the money into some infrastructure for their website. All that being said, I am here to curate this community known as the Disc Connected, and I hope that I've been able to do that for you during this weekend. If there's anything else you'd like to ask or comment about below, please do. I love answering questions and just helping people through this and passing on some of that information I have obtained over the years. Happy to help, and I love being here for anybody. Again, my name's Ryan, and I hope you've enjoyed it, so give a like below. Subscribe. If you have anybody else interested in Severin, please send this to them. There are a lot of old catalog titles that a lot of people would not pick up in the meantime, so appreciate you taking the time to hang out as we go through this journey together. From one collector to all of you, have a good weekend.